Hey everybody, welcome back to For the Win. I'm Sin, and we're playing a little bit more Hydroneer. Seems like the game is going to be receiving another update soon in the future, so I figure I'm going to keep playing and let's test out all the stuff available in the game. So we just do a little overview. You know, we got somewhat automation started here. We'll be able to sort our dig and search a little more effectively here, and then it's automatically sorting out the gold and the iron for us, which we'll have to expand later. So what I'm going to be doing is just basically earning some more cash flow so we can actually get the automation process started. That being said, though, I think the first thing we need to get is probably one more hand sorter, and that way we will separate. Well, part of me wants to do that, but part of me wants to move over to conveyor belts. But again, conveyor belts cost more money. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go with the flow here for a bit, and yeah, see where we get to and how much gold we can come up with in a short amount of period. So the one thing that a subscriber pointed out to me was that you can actually scoop dirt into the buckets as opposed to going directly into here. And what it does is it allows us to get more yield per scrub, I guess. So if we dump these buckets here with 4 scoops. Oops. Did I miss some? No, I think it went in. Yeah, but if we're dumping buckets with 4 scoops and we're scrubbing, we're getting more yield. Or, I don't know if it really increases the efficiency, but if we're getting more yield out of it, then I would say it does. So we're just going to keep going here for a bit, and then we'll cut back once I have a bit more money to work with. So, in my eyes, me using the buckets is not yielding the same amount. If I'm scooping 4 scoops into this bucket, and then I dump this bucket here. So, why would I scoop 4 times to only get one piece of ore, right? If I do 1 scoop at a time, it's guaranteeing me 1 ore. So yeah, in my mind, I'm just wondering if maybe we should take this opportunity to tour to our next major town, even though I don't have a ton of money. Why don't we take a quick break? What we'll do is we'll put our gold and our gold and our iron and our iron, and we'll basically just do a quick sell of stuff to increase our wealth a little bit. We'll go like that. I'm just going to do 1 scoop for now, and then we'll melt some bars, and we'll take some stuff to go sell in our bigger city, which if I remember correctly, is called Bridgeport. We can go take a look at the map. So I'll scrub all that up. Looks like I did it all. And then we'll dump all of these into 1 bin. And then we'll use our new sorting layout. Oops, I don't want just the one. I want the whole shebang. Okay, so we'll take all this. We'll dump this in here. Oh! That's a pain in the butt. You have no idea how much of a pain in the butt that is. Because what that just did was now this thing I have to literally There's no water running through it, so it's not going to automatically sort it, and now all of this stuff is literally stuck inside of there. No. I don't think I can... Oh yeah. I can do that, which is not ideal. Awful. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll manually... That's not my day today. Trying to be efficient, making more work for myself. Yeah, so basically, to use the hand sorters, if there's no water running through it, it locks up the system, and yeah, you have to manually sort like I'm doing right now. So don't do what I just did. Make sure your water is flowing. Yeah, that's all I guess I can say about that while I manually sort that. That looks like a big gold nugget. Maybe you get bigger gold nuggets when you do 4 buckets of dirt. Or 4 scoops of dirt. Okay. So, we'll dump the gold in there. And because it was already red hot, it happened immediately. And then we can put the gold there. And then, where's our iron? We'll put our iron in here as well. More or less instant. Dump our iron. Oops. So iron there. So let's just go get that red hot. Ooh, we got an onyx. We'll use that onyx to go in a ring, and that'll increase the value. I think it's a multiplication factor based on the weight of the gold and the value of the gem that increases the price. So there's a dagger we can go take and sell. And then we'll take our gold piece and our onyx that we have. Oops. And we'll turn that into a ring. And we will go and we'll take our vehicle for a little ride here. What do I want? I want the dagger to sell too. All right. So it's a beautiful little map that you can explore. Now, I think they recently adjusted how vehicles travel. You used to be able to get some pretty good speed, and you used to be able to jam yourself up pretty good. Now, there is a long way you can take, but I like to take this way over here. Get a little bit of air time. Cut through the river, because it's not very deep. And this is going to take us over to Bridgeport, kind of our main other... Well, it is the main town as far as I'm concerned as to where you're going to be selling stuff. So again, you can always go look around for stock markets to sell items specifically, but over here they just have a standard jewelry shop where we can bring our goods and sell them here. So there's a quick 647 gold for us there. So what I'm going to do is you can explore around, but this is where you're actually going to get... oops, see if I can drive backwards. This is where you're going to buy a lot of your goods. So we'll explore it in a minute here. But in reality, there's only one thing I'm here for right now. So, got myself all turned around. This is where you're going to get your, like, standard kind of housing supplies, you know? Tin sheets are here. There's tables. There's glass for windows and roofing materials, wall materials. But one of the most important things is pallets, which I'm not going to invest in now because it is 450. But what you can do with a pallet is basically load up your goodies on a pallet, right? You can try and fit as much as you can. I like to think of it as a little mini game, right? How much room do I have to work with? And then once you have all stuff on there, see, you can pick it up and carry it around. You can't sprint with it, but you could literally bring it over here and buy all of it at once and walk out of here with it. So if we try it, of course, if we try and buy it and we walk out over here, oh no, it's all gone. And then the other good thing they have is ramps and floors and foundations. So, you know, you can pretty up your base a bit so you don't have to work on dirt if you don't want to. Yeah, that's pretty much all they have here. A rake does come into play if you want to make your base nice and level. Over here, though, is where we're going to find a lot of the things we're going to need in the future. Cloutium increases the pressure in the pipes, allowing you to make faster belts and the like, but that doesn't come till later. We're going to have automatic smelters and funnels to make sure stuff is actually going where it needs to be rather than making a mess on the floor. We get to gem compressing. I do want to invest in it, but again, it's not as of right now. We've got most of these goodies here. You can get dynamite. It is very inefficient at this state, but later on there is other boom that does pretty good. Don't they have... I'm looking for a scale. Where's the scale? I thought they would sell one here. I don't see one here. So let's go check out over here. So this is all... I must be losing it. It's been a little bit since I played, but... These are all conveyor belts, which are going to be essential to our builds later, but as you can see, the cheapest ones run for over 200. So right now, it is not viable for the amount of money we're making to try and invest in that stuff yet. Now, this is your nicer stuff. This is where you're gonna put or come by some more beautiful goodies for your house to decorate it some more. Where are the... Did I miss a shop or something? I feel like they should have a scale here for sale, but am I just blind? Oh yeah, right there. There it is. That's what I want. So this entire area here will sell it. So this is more for my own personal knowledge. But I want to see what the difference is between one scoop of ore and multiple scoops of ore. So we'll take the long way back home instead of the little river shortcut. So as you progress in the game, you'll be able to invest in more things, such as faster carts over there in this little sunken ship area. And then if you go up here, whoop, human punting. Go over here, this is where stuff gets a little more advanced. Logics and, you know, that kind of stuff. So like you think of Minecraft and you think of redstone, this is the equivalent here. So you can set up real automation, logic smelters, logic destroyers. You can make some nice lights for your bases. I really wish you could buy this guy though. I like that. And yeah, all the like to go with it. The one thing I find that I am spending money on later is these TNT. It really allows you to clear out spaces quicker than mining with a pick. So we will be back in this area later. Over here, you'll be able to, I think it's gems or jewelry. This is the stock market over here that will take jewelry. Now, by standard, majority of the time, it's worth less. So I almost never, ever go to the stock markets. I stop and check every once in a while, but usually it's just a waste of my time. This section here is alternate building supplies. So if you want to mix up your builds and have a nice thriving little civilization, you can come over here and buy different variants for the floor. Look, there's the pallet there. Different walls and pillars and roof pieces. So then if we continue on, we're basically gonna, oops. Yeah, they changed the vehicle driving a little bit. You used to be able to take much tighter corners. So the scrapyard, I think, is getting rid of old stuff you bought that you don't need, but I haven't actually utilized it because I save all my stuff. Now, later on, this is the same hydro truck we have there, but you can get a Mark II hydro truck, which basically holds the same amount, but allows you to move faster. And honestly, the hydro roller, I find, I mean, it says it'll flatten the ground, but I mean, to me, it's just as efficient to use a rake because, yeah, it doesn't seem to. I don't know. I have to play around with the hydro roller more. And then you got your little quad to rip around quicker than you need to, but I feel like the quad is not much faster than the hydro truck. So we can head over this way here, and we have access to a piece of land that we can buy. So for example, I don't know if you drove that whole hydro roller over that hill, if it would just smush it all down. I don't know how that works. But yeah, you can come over here to South Hope, and you can invest $6,600, and you get quite the area to work with on this plot of land. I'm guessing if we run all the way over here, I haven't actually set up my base in this area. I'm guessing you can probably pull water from the ocean. They got a light and everything over there. They got a dock. So I'm assuming you'd be able to pump water from this way. And I think this might be my my choice for where I want to do my main build, and that's I think largely because of the space. One thing I would like to do is just make a cool, thriving little village area, you know, build houses for people whether we need them or not. Plots of land, a greenhouse, because that's the next place we're headed, is Grangefield. Right. So we're going to touch on this stuff in the future, but this is where you get all of your farming supplies. So when you're ready to try out, instead of just mining the earth, you can till the earth and get some plants growing. What does this big machine here do? I've never even drove this. Hydro cropper, farming utility vehicle. Harvest crops and replant seeds. Interesting. I would definitely like to try that out in the coming future. So, this turn here takes you back down to Bridgeport. That has access to another plot of land you can invest in, as well as there's another plot of land here down to the right. Up here, though, is going to be a crucial point where we're going to need to visit. You can get more building materials over here, where you can buy the nice stone-looking stuff. There's another marketplace right there, which is for no, not weapons, gems. But again, look at that, 90%. So basically, it's like, if the stock markets were actually worth it, I would travel around and use them, but almost never are they less. But inside that mine is going to be a place that we're spending some time in the future. You're able to create more high-end machinery, which after you buy your initial 2 pieces, you won't be able to buy again until you're making your own goodies. And over here, I'm never a huge fan of the winter biomes, but there's another plot of land you can come and invest in. What is this one called? What does that say? No. Am I blind? Or is that a weird looking ladder? Like, what is that? An N? Or a W? It doesn't look like a W to me, but I guess we'll call it, Snonrune. Snonrune Falls. Because it definitely doesn't look like a W to me. So yeah, you could come over here and play in the Winter Wonderland if that's your thing, but as far as I spend enough time in real life in the cold territories where I live, so screw that. I don't want to do that in the game. So anyways, that's a little tour. I highly recommend you stay on track. These vehicles are not designed for off-roading, and they can very easily bottom out on little hills that you would think would not be an issue. So even me taking that is like sketchy. There's various NPCs walking around that you can trade with. There's another stock market here. I think that's for like gold bars or something. But I bet if we venture a look, hey, what do you know? It's red and it's not worth it. So if I had one thing that I would recommend to the developers, it'd be like, make those stock markets actually worth it. because right now, out of the, 50, 60 hours I played in the game, I've maybe sold items twice. And in reality, there becomes a point where I don't want to say money isn't an object, but in my other game, I've got like millions, and I have not really a lot to spend them on. So in the end, there's a little tour. Whoops. There's a little tour of town. So what I really want to figure out really quick is I want to take this guy here. We're going to place him. Whoops. We're going to place him. Now we'll just put him here. I'm going to take this guy. We're going to put that back. And next time we turn it on, we are going to make sure that the water is actually on. That was my mistake. I probably should just... Just wondering if I could switch this so that this is always running here. Yeah, I probably could. I'm not going to worry about it right this second. But, so let's just do a quick trial and error here. Okay, so we're going to take it from the top layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do 1. So we'll take this one bucket here. We'll dump it in there. So as you can see, these two buckets are more full. We'll turn this on for a second. Did I even get any water out? I did. So if we scrub this and scrub this, oops. We got 1, 2. We got 2 pieces from that, and we got 1 piece from that. So this single piece of iron weighs 0.3. And this single piece of iron weighs 0.3. And this single piece of gold weighs 0.72. So I did 4 times the scoops for 1 bucket for 1 bin. And basically I got, as far as I can tell, 1 extra gold piece from it. So we're going to do another quick sample here. 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll dump this one in here. Too quick. Okay. So we'll scrub. So again, we got 1 piece of iron worth 0.38. And then we got a gold worth 0.3. And an iron worth 0.3. So if I had to say, is it worth it scooping into a bucket? I would say absolutely not. I'm doing extra work for basically the same yield, if not less, right? If I'm doing 4 scoops and I'm only scrubbing it once, but to me, I'd rather scrub and guaranteed get something good than scrub and get a little bit extra. So as far as I'm concerned, these buckets can disappear. I am not going to use them for this time being. Basically, we're going to go on and I'll be playing a little bit off screen. It's not like I'm going to get attacked or I have to defend anything. You guys aren't going to be missing a bunch. But basically, I want to get a bunch of money going on so we can actually start the automation process and get stuff going. I want to just say we need 752, but in reality, we need way more than that because of the belts we have to buy. There's no real point in having these well, I mean, I guess we could dig this and have it dumping straight into this. Because this makes dirt, a little dirt chunk. and this makes the dirt chunks into the ore we want. And then we could dump it into sorting. But so I'm going to say we need like at least a couple thousand plus the pipes that we need. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on in the meantime. And then we don't want to talk about all this stuff too. We may or may not actually use it. I may play a modded playthrough. I haven't decided that at this yet. But you can turn off device durability, basically. Like in my game, the way I play games is I don't want the game to feel overly tedious unless that is my plan, right? Like I want to be able to just casually play a game and not have to spend every 10 minutes hammering a machine to make sure it works, right? So in the end, we'll keep playing a little bit off screen here. We'll get some money made and we'll continue it on next episode and hopefully have enough money to start some real automation. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the town and breakdown of scooping buckets versus scooping bins. So, all right, everybody. I'm Sin. This was In for the Win. We'll see you in the future.